we're back with the third deck of the day, and we've landed on Delver because we cannot hit combo decks. So, there are currently multiple builds of Delver. Delver is traditionally red and blue, but it is more recently branched into either Grixis or Temur. So the Temur versions are using Up the Beanstalk as a card advantage engine, usually also along with Hooting Mandrills. The black version, so Grixis, is usually black for Bowmasters. So in this case, we have Bowmasters. So this is a tempo deck that relies on playing early cheap threats backed up by counter spells, and then a bunch of card filtering to eventually kill the opponent, either with our cheap threats or Murktide in the end. So we have Delver of Secrets and Dragon's Rage Channeler as our early threats, along with Orcish Bowmasters on 2. There's a 1 of Brazen Borrower, where the bounce is sometimes relevant, and then Murktide as the big top-end threat. And then all of the spells are rounded out by Bauble, Brainstorm, Ponder, for the various filtering effects. Then we have a 1 of Spell Pierce in this version, 4 Bolts as our removal, then Daze and Force of Will as the counter spells, and 1 Lorien Revealed. Pretty stock land base. We have 3 Valk, 3 Underground Sea, a bunch of fetches, 1 of Mystic Sanctuary, and 4 Wastelands. And then in the sideboard, there is 1 Hydroblast for the red decks, counterbalance against anything that is going to be heavily playing like 1 mana permanent or 1 mana spells can often counterbalance them. Force of Negation as another copy of Force of Will for spell decks or like combo decks. Surgical Extraction for the graveyard. Shieldred's Edict as another removal spell. Then there's Alpine Moon for lands like Depths and whatnot. Pyroblasts for opposing blue matchups. Price of Progress, which may seem odd in a deck where every single land is non-basic, but sometimes we can damage our opponent faster than they can damage us, like especially in combo matchups or in the like 5-color control matchups. Maddening Hex, also against spell decks, can be good, or against Storm, for example. And then we've got 2 Meltdowns for the artifact decks. So that is Delver. Let's jump into the third league of the day. Game 1, we're on the play. This is fine. Let's keep this. So Valk, Ponder. I'm playing this first instead of fetching Underground Sea because if our opponent wastelands us, I want to be able to grab a black source. This is okay. I think this is fine. I'm going to keep and put back. I'm going to keep and draw Wasteland, then Delver, then fetch land. No shuffle. Over to them. Misty Rainforest. No actions. All right. Well, I want to be able to flash in Bowmasters, so we're just going to play a land and pass. Back to them. Seed of the Synod. Ponder. All right, so we're going to respond to that. Fetch, Underground Sea, cast Bowmasters. Trigger, target them. We make a token, and then does Ponder resolve? Indeed it does. Trigger, target them. And then they're not going to do anything else? All right. I can Wasteland this. So 8-cast doesn't usually play fetch lands, so I don't think it's 8-cast, but so in that case, I'm not sure what it is. Let's just... They had no response to any of that, so Bowmasters is probably pretty good. So let's play Wasteland, and then let's play another Bowmasters. Am I going to Wasteland this? I think I am. So let's play Bowmasters, play around Daze by leaving this open. Target them. The token grows even bigger. Then we go to combat. Swing. All right, I'm going to Wasteland their seat. All right, back to them. Valk. Lotus Petal. Sack Misty. Tropical Island. Casts Pented Prism. Okay. This is some opponent cooking right here. All right, let's go to combat. Attack them. So they go to 7, and then they're dead next turn to the Bolt. So let's just play this and hold open Brainstorm/Bolt and Daze. Although dazing them here is going to be kind of tough, but basically there's no reason to play Delver at this point. Ponder. All right, that's fine. Double Orc triggers. Target you. Target you. All right, so I don't know what they are. There's some kind of combo deck. So since they're a combo deck, I want probably Force of Negation, Counterbalance. I don't know that I actually want Meltdown, although they are playing Artifact land, so it's probably good. Maddening Hex, definitely. And they're playing blue spells, so the blasts are probably good as well, and maybe Price of Progress. No actual idea what the heck their deck is. All right, I didn't see any creatures out of them, so I think Bolt is probably fine to cut. We can probably shave a Bauble. What else? A Murktide, because we don't actually need to kill them super fast. We just need to have interaction. What else can go here? Maybe Brazen Borrower. It depends. If they're a Karn deck, I want to keep it so that I can get rid of Ensnaring Bridge. But if they're not, although I can melt down that too. All right, so let's cut Brazen. Oh, what else? Spell Pierce has to be good. Let's go down to 1 Murktide and then shave a Ponder and a Delver. All right, let's try that. Maddening Hex and Bowmasters, no other plays other than Wasteland. Since I'm assuming there's some kind of Storm deck, Maddening Hex is really good against them. And I can also use Wasteland to slow them down. I'll keep. Moles to 5, Tropical Island, Ponder. So I'm just going to Wasteland them immediately, probably, rather than doing anything else. The only thing I would do differently is maybe if I draw like DRC, I'd play that. All right, another Bowmasters. Let's just Wasteland them. All right, they've just conceded to that. Well, no idea what that deck was. On to round number 2. Round 2, we are on the play. Only 1 land, but we also have Dazed Delver and Lorien revealed, so that's fine. All right, keep. Let's just run out Delver on turn 1. Land, Delver, pass to them. Urza's Saga, taps for Pithing Needle. I don't really care if that resolves. What are they even going to needle? Lorien revealed? Yeah, sure. Needle resolves. Wasteland. Sure. So, trigger Delver. Do I want to reveal Volk? No. All right, play Volk. Yeah, let's just flash in Bowmaster. So let's attack. Swing. Urza's Saga goes to 2. Ancient Tomb. Yeah. All right, play Bowmasters. I guess I should have hit that just so that I would be able to target the Saga token. Trigger on the stack. I guess I'm probably going to Brainstorm. I do need to also find a way to beat this. All right, Brainstorm, put back land and Lorien revealed, I guess, or Ponder, because I'm probably just going to cast Ponder. No, I'm probably just going to cast Brazen Borrower, right? All right, put Ponder back, and then resolve the ability, and then reveal Ponder, flip the Delver over, then land, then go to combat, swing all, because I'm 100% just going to bounce the token. All right, no token for them. We hit them down to 13, over to them, makes a token. All right, back to them, makes a thing. Let's make sure that we play around a second needle, grabbing Volk. That resolves, and then what do they fetch? Grab Shadow Spear. Thespian Stage. No attacks. So let's see. If I bounce now, the next turn they get to equip Shadow Spear, right? So they go to 6 via Delver. Then I can attack with both of these. They block the Bowmaster. They take 4. They go to 5. And then they have to activate Ancient Tomb maybe to equip. It's probably better to just keep waiting and then bounce whatever they attach to in combat. So in the meantime, let's just cycle Lorien revealed. Grab another Underground Sea. Or do I grab Sanctuary at this point and put Brainstorm on top? That might be better. All right, let's grab Sanctuary. So back to us. All right, well, let's Ponder. We can't Wasteland with this here, but we can Murktide. Although we're how much away from Murktide? I can actually just bounce this and then waste the Ancient Tomb, right? But then if they draw another thing, they can Shadow Spear. So I don't want to do that. I'm almost certainly just bouncing whatever they equip to. All right, let's just shuffle. Drew a Bauble. All right, so let's cast Bauble, target us to see what we're drawing. Brainstorm on top. Okay, that means I don't want to use Mystic Sanctuary yet, so I want to play a fetch land and then just go to combat and attack with the Delver. Put them to 6, and then we will Brazen whatever they equip to. Bauble trigger, draw Brainstorm. Plays another Urza Saga. All right, so they can what? Shadow Spear one of them, attack with just one of them. I bounce that one so they don't gain life. Then they equip to the other one, Shadow Spear. So there, I want to Brainstorm because I want to fetch, I want to shuffle away stuff I don't need. So Brainstorm first. So Brainstorm, put back land Darcy, and then I will bounce this. They'll have to move it by tapping the Ancient Tomb, which will put them to 4, and then they're dead to Delver plus Bowmasters. So grab this. Petty Theft on the token. I guess strictly speaking, they don't have to move it. All right, so they don't move it. Oh, well, they're dead now. So combat, attack with everything. They're just super, super extremely dead. All right, damage, bolt you. All right, so they're some kind of Urza Saga deck. So Meltdown, Alpine Moon, potentially Price of Progress, although I'm not sure. What do I not want? Daze is worse when your opponent can just play Urza Saga and then doesn't even have to cast anything. Let's see. But the same could be said of Force of Will. Let's go this one, this one, this one. Just cut some of our counters, maybe. Do I want Shieldred's Edict here? I don't think so. All right, let's do that. All right, we got turn 1 DRC, and then we can bolt to filter into more stuff. All right, I will keep Thespian Stage, Soul Guide Lantern, sure. All right, Volk DRC, Horizon Canopy, Swords. All right. So are they depths, but they just didn't have like any colored mana last game? Well, playing this tap kind of sucks, but let's just play this and play Delver and then pass. Still have Days Up if that's relevant. Maze of Ith, all right. Life from the Loam, just targeting nothing, sure. All right, trigger Delver. What's on top? Force of Will. All right, flip go to combat, swing. I guess they maze it. I suppose I was going to brainstorm anyway, so I should have just done that first in case I drew wasteland. Yep, because we need to hit more lands. So brainstorm. Well, we're landlocked, so I guess I'm putting back the Bowmasters. I can't even cast any of them, so Bowmaster, get Delver or Darcy into play, and over to them. So I have Force and Daze up, and I can have multiple attackers. They dredge the Loam, hit another Loam, Forest Beseiju, Blast Zone, Loam. Do I want to counter this? Man, the Blast Zone can also kill all of our guys. That sucks. I mean, they're just going to dredge again next turn, right? They've already played their land for this turn. Having a Forest and a Beseiju's fine. I do need to stop myself on my own upkeep. So our guys are getting Blast Zoned next turn. So that resolves. The Soul Guide's preventing us from getting Murktide out. All right. I guess I don't need to stop here. I was going to say stop here to not draw Bowmasters, but I am drawing 2 Bowmasters anyway. So I may as well swing. Then they just maze this one. And then so what? On their turn, I'm bolting them to surveil the other Bowmaster away. And then what? Dredge Loam. They have Choke in the yard. Bajuka Bog, Mox Diamond. So play the Forest. They can activate Blast Zone whenever they want. All right. Cast Bolt. Target you. Surveil with Darcy. So put this into the yard. Bolt resolves. They're going to Blast Zone now? Sure. All right. Blast Zone. These guys die. Their Soul Guide also dies, though. They didn't pop their Soul Guide before that happened. All right. So now I can just resolve Murktide, although, again, Maze of Ith is still an issue. But, all right. Let's just get Murktide out, I guess. Murktide, and it's only a 5/5, but that's fine. And, of course, obviously, Maze of Ith still has to be dealt with, but we'll try to get there eventually. Dredges, Wasteland, Shadow Spear, Exploration. Well, Wasteland's a problem, so I have to counter... Yeah, I have to counter it, because I can't let them have Wasteland. Counter, pitch, Daze. Plays Beseiju. Swords to Plowshares, alright. Doesn't even matter because of Maze of Ith. So now we just get Waste-locked, because I played DRC, and then they just Loam, play Wasteland us, and then we're just locked out of the game. Alright, let's concede this. Well, now that I know what they're actually on, I want... Let's see. Surgical Extraction, so they can't keep loaming over and over. I guess they're also a deck that went super, super slow, right? So Price of Progress is potentially relevant. Maddening Hex can also be relevant. None of the blasts are relevant. Force is also not that relevant. Neither is Daze. Although Daze is potentially more relevant than Force a lot of the time. Force of Negation is relevant because it exiles Loam. So let's see. What does that leave us with? We have to cut a bunch of stuff. Bowmasters is really not very good, although it is a threat that doesn't die to Blast Zone. Let's cut this. Let's cut this. And one of the Murktides. Actually, Bolt's not even very good in this matchup, right? Like, they don't actually have anything to kill. All right, let's cut Bolt. I guess Shieldred's Edict is relevant if they make a Merit Lage. All right, let's try that. So on the play. All right, double Darcy with Brainstorm and Delver seems pretty good. So Volk, Darcy, then over to the opponent. Wasteland. Are they just going to Wasteland us immediately? Mox Diamond, discarding Beseiju. Swords to Plowshares. All right, and then they're just going to waste us? All right, well, let's just get another Darcy out. Volk, Darcy, Ancient Tomb, and there's the Loam loop. Ugh. All right, yeah, Loam. At least they can't play another land this turn. Expedition map. I probably want to surveil on my upkeep, so let's... Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, map resolves. So now they've got the Wasteland loop going, unless I can answer it really fast. Ooh, Price of Progress? All right, Brainstorm, Surveil. Shieldred's Edict is not useful in this situation, so bin that. Then Resolve Brainstorm. Delver, Ponder, Brainstorm. All right, so they get to start Wastelanding us, which means I do need a certain amount of lands to continue to hit them. So let me think. I'm going to go... Whatever I put back's getting shuffled, right? So... They're just going to keep wastelanding us every turn, so the Price of Progress is never actually going to go off, because they'll just keep wastelanding over and over. So I don't want that, and I don't want... I'm going to go with one of these 2 cantrips. I just need to jam threats into play now. All right, so put those back. Land, fetch, grab... Oh, I don't know. Underground Sea, Delver, combat, swing with Darcy, potentially stopping my own upkeep to Brainstorm. Didn't dredge the Loam. Map. Grabs Tabernacle. Ugh. Well, I guess I'm paying for all this, right? So resolve the ability. Do I want to reveal Murktide? No. And then we have to pay for this. Let's see. If I just cast a Murktide, then that's a bigger threat to kill them faster. I probably need to find Wasteland, although Wasteland doesn't even matter because they have Loam. So I need to find Surgical and also Wasteland. I really want to brainstorm so that I don't draw stuff, but all right, whatever. All right, let's not pay for Delver. Let's just brainstorm. Trigger, get rid of Murktide, then resolve brainstorm. Force of negation. All right, so put back land, then don't pay for Delver, and then do pay for Darcy. Then we draw, and then I need to keep force of negation up. So let's go to combat, swing. In case they dredge loam, I need to be able to counter it. They didn't dredge loam. Wasteland. Wasteland are volcanic. Why would they not dredge loam here? Do they have another one? They do have another one. All right, I have to force it. Surveil with Darcy. So put that in the graveyard. They still have the other loam though. So fizzle that. Fetch. Oh, we're out of volcanics? Oh man, we're out of volcanics. That's so bad. All right. I did not realize that. I would not have sequenced it that way if I'd realized that. All right, pay for DRC. Well, now we're just going to lose because this stuff's irrelevant. All right, go to combat. Swing. I'll probably, fetch Mystic Sanctuary, put Brainstorm on top. They didn't dredge the loam. There's a Saga. All right, let's go fetch. Mystic Sanctuary. Oh, right, no. We don't have 3 islands. Man, I'm just screwing this up horribly, aren't I? Horribly screwing this up. I think we're just dead to the waste lock, though. Like, it's so bad. I can't cast any more red spells. Yep. Yeah, pay for Tabernacle. We drew another Darcy. Incredible. All right, land, combat, swing, crop rotation away, Ancient Tomb. Gets Maze of Ith, sure. Saga goes up to 2. They're not going to bother holding it up, I guess. They're just going to dredge. All right. Or put life from the loam back multiple things. Bajuka Bog, we lose our whole graveyard. Which means even if we draw Murktide, we can't play it. All right, let's just fetch out the last land in our deck right now. Darcy, pay for it. Maze of Ith still online, can't cast that. I mean, we're not like strictly dead, but yeah, let's just concede this. So even if I'd drawn, like, yeah, I don't think there was any way of getting out of that really, even if I hadn't misplayed. Just loaming back Wasteland over and over and over is such a problem. All right, we're on the draw for game 3. We have no land, so that's a mull. Well, better than going to 5, so keep toss back Sanctuary. Verdant Catacombs. All right, let's go fetch Volcanic and play Darcy. Cast Darcy. Back to the opponent. Another Verdant. Fetch. Gets Badlands. Cast Faithless Looting. All right, so it's Reanimator. Gotcha. Discards Archon, Reanimate, but they're not going to do anything after that? Okay. Not doing anything after that. Well, we're drawing complete garbage, so let's just play another Darcy and hope that we can daze them next turn. Swing, Swamp. So 3 mana, and they can pay for daze with whatever one they use. Unmask. Exiling Unmask. I may as well daze this and get Surveil triggers. All right, Darcy, put that in the graveyard. Put Force in the graveyard because it's not going to be relevant. Draw next turn. Are they going to pay for daze? Of course. All right, Unmask. I have lands in my hand. All right, Reanimate the Archon. We lose the game, right? Once an Archon's in play, the only possible I have to it is Brazen Borrower, right? Sack, discard a land, draw, Bowmasters. All right, it's a thing. Pass over to them. We're not technically dead yet. Plays another Swamp. Combat, swing, trigger on the stack, Bowmasters, target you, make a token, then that resolves. Sack the token, discard a land, trigger Bowmasters again, target you, and then we take 5 from this and go to 8. So the next attack is lethal. Recast Faithless Looting. All right. I guess target them with the Bowmasters. They have main deck Iona. They discarded Atraxa Iona. All right, put you to 19. Lotus Petal. If they just reanimate Iona here and name blue, we're dead. Actually, if they reanimate anything here, we're dead. Reanimate our Darcy. What? Why? All right, Brainstorm. Trigger Delirium. Trigger Surveil. Bolt's not going to help. I guess, okay, I could like potentially double bolt an Archon. What's my out here? It's double bolt or it's Brazen Borrower, right? That's it. That's the only out. So I technically should keep bolt in case I draw 2 bolts. Yeah. All right. Keep this on top. Then resolve Brainstorm. I can also maybe get Delirium here. So I have 2 types in my yard right now. No, I can't. So I can put a creature in my yard and then I'll still be short. Yeah. All right. We're dead. All right. So versus Reanimator, we want Force Negation. We want Surgical. What else? I think that's it. Shieldred's Edict in case they actually reanimate something and then we need to kill it. Counterbalance is maybe a spell that's relevant. What's not relevant? Mostly Bolt. Most of their creatures are just too big for this to matter. What else? Is there anything main deck here that's worse than playing Counterbalance? Probably Murktide. I can't imagine I get Murktide online before. Like, if we have Murktide online, that means either they've just bricked a whole bunch or we've basically countered all their stuff. All right, let's do that. Submit. We have surgical, but nothing else. I have surgical and force negation, which doesn't help if they have their Thoughtseize effects. No lands, no pressure, mole. All right, this is fine. Keep this and put back, I'm not sure. Probably bobble or just one of the 3 brainstorms. All right, put a brainstorm back. Done. Bobble. We're going to bobble ourselves and then fetch it away if it's bad. So bobble us. Ponder. I don't really want to draw ponder. So land, fetch, grab underground sea, pass the opponent, then draw bobble. We drew a ponder anyway. Thoughtseize bug on Moto. Bloodstained Mire. If they cast a Thoughtseize effect here, we'll hide force negation. Or rather, we'll brainstorm in response and then probably hide force negation. Faithless Looting. If I found daze, I would daze this. So let's brainstorm in response. All right, no daze. So what am I putting back? Land counterbalance? Lorien's also not very good, right? Actually, I guess I want to set it up so that I have counterbalance and then I have a 1-drop on top. So I want to put back ponder and then counterbalance. All right. Yeah, that resolves. Discards 2 reanimation targets. All right. So cast counterbalance and then pass back to them. So if they cast anything that costs 1, we counter it. Anything else we can force. Scrubland. Scrubland. Unmask. Exiling Dark Ritual. Well, if I force it, that doesn't matter. If I force it, they just take... Then I just don't have a force anymore. Yeah, all right, it resolves. No, don't use the ability. All right, I guess I just have to hope that their reanimation spell is a 1-mana one. Yeah, Unmask resolves. And they just take force. Animate dead. Well, that doesn't work. All right, no reveal. Animate dead. Yeah, Bristlebrand comes back. We lose. Bristlebrand, draw a bunch. All right, we got to find an answer this turn. Clean up, discards Bristlebrand and 2 lands. So the only answer to this is Brazen or Sheoldred's Edict. So if Ponder misses, then we just lose. I see the same amount of cards whether I brainstorm or ponder, but if I brainstorm, I can fetch away stuff I don't want. Although I can brainstorm with counterbalance here, so it's probably better to ponder. All right, ponder. None of that helps, so let's shuffle. We drew daze. Well, there's nothing that I can do in response to that. Even if I brainstorm, the only things I can find, again, is Edict or Brazen Borrower. So, yep, pass back to them. They get to hit us with Gristlebrand. Another land. Faithless Looting, trigger. I guess I'll brainstorm here. That's fine. Brainstorm. All right, I'll put a brainstorm back on top. Land, brainstorm, then resolve this. Use the ability. Cast Grief with Evoke. Sure. I'm not really sure what they're afraid of here. I guess it doesn't matter. Like, they can just spend all this stuff anyway. They exile Dark Ritual to that, or Entomb to that. All right, goodbye, Daze. So now they get to reanimate, what, an Archon? Oh, I should have fetched in response to that. It doesn't matter, we're gonna lose. Yeah, there's no reason to continue. Let's just concede. All right, they got us. All right, round 4. Round 4, we're on the draw again. This hand's fine, we'll keep this. Chrome Mox, imprinting Street Wraith. So it's Oops or something like that. Or is it Saga? I guess it's not Oops. Is it Doomsday? Petal, sure. Doomsday, Storm, one of those. Sack the Lotus Petal, play Black Market Connections. Beginning of pre-combat main, make a treasure and lose 1, draw a card and lose 2, and or make a 3/2. Well, I'm countering that. So force, get rid of Delver. And then amazingly, we can still just lose to Urza Saga. Drew another Darcy. So fetch a Volcanic, play Darcy. Do I cast Bauble here or do I wait to play the other Darcy? I think I wait. So let's just pass to them. Plays a second Urza Saga. All right. Karnstruct Beatdown approaching. Oh, they're just going to cast something oh no, they're just making a Karnstruct immediately. All right. So land, Darcy. I guess the only question is, am I playing Delver first? I don't think it matters. All right. Cast, Bauble, Surveil. Put that in the graveyard. Surveil. Bowmasters. Also not really helping us in this scenario, so let's graveyard that. So I'm definitely playing Delver this turn, so let's just fetch, grab Underground Sea, and then bauble them. Another Urza Saga. Okay, play Delver, and then combat, swing with this one. Opponent goes to 17, and then our bauble triggers on upkeep. We drew Murktide. All right, Sagas go off. Make another Karnstruct, and then fetch what? Probably Shadow Spear, I assume? Or is it just like Soul Guide or something to eat our graveyard to get the Darcy's back down? Grabs another Chrome Mox. Imprints Agadeem's Awakening. Is this mono black Helm, but like main deck black market connections? Attacking here. should I block this? What's the math? They get to tutor again, right? So whatever they tutor for next, it's probably just going to be Shadow Spear, right? The Murktide is only going to be a 4/4, so I'm just going to lose the race. I guess the Darcys have the best shot of filtering me into stuff that I need, so no, let's not block. All right, Delver trigger. Misty Rainforest. Our draws are horrible. All right, well, Murktide, eat Force, and then just a bunch of other stuff. Land. Actually, I want to keep the max types in the yard, I guess. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I should fetch Volcanic, Murktide, Delve. Oh, I need to do attack first. Whatever. We're still losing this game. Like, I'm just going to lose to the Construct. I'm literally just going to lose to Urza Saga. They make another Construct, and they fetch Shadow Spear, and then every Construct, and then they still have another Construct to make next turn. It's insane. Literally, like, our opponent has cast one actual spell, and then every other spell has just been a mana source, and they're going to win the game because of Urza Saga. Yep, make another thing. Fetch, I assume, just Shadow Spear now. And the Constructs are 6/6s. I have to block one of them. All right, Delver, chump one. Okay, and now I don't know what sequence of things I could draw here to get out of this. I'm drawing Bolt. Bolt doesn't do it. All right, we're dead. So Meltdown, obviously. Alpine Moon. I think that's it, though. Just these three, and then let's see. I can cut one Murktide. I assume it's mono black Helm. So Murktide, and then, or actually, Bowmasters is really bad in this matchup, right? Like, it actually barely does anything. Is Price of Progress better than Bowmasters? Possibly, if I'm trying to race them. All right, let's, and then, I don't know, is Force Negation good? Let's say no. All right, submit that. On the play, we have Meltdown and Force of Will. All right, so I'll keep. I almost certainly just want to cast Brainstorm, so let's have Volcanic ready to go. Leyline of the Void immediately. Okay, that's not too bad. So Volcanic, pass. Swamp. Thoughtseize. All right, float a blue. Daze it. So daze that, bounce this. All right, let's cast Brainstorm. Well, Murktides are bad. I should keep one of them in my hand right now, I guess, just in case Force of Will needs to go off. All right, I highly doubt I'm going to need to cast Bolt. So let's just play Mystic Sanctuary and cast them. And we are Brainstorm locked, because now we're just drawing another Murktide, and then who knows what the next card is. Urza Saga, and we're going to lose to that. I guess I can melt down the stuff. All right, Chrome Mox. Exile another Leyline. And then I awkwardly have to, like, wait to use the Meltdown until they get more Constructs. All right. Volcanic, go. Urza Saga. Goes to 2 counters. Ancient Tomb. Casts Plague Engineer. That is fine. I'll just bolt that. They're casting Plague Engineer instead of just making Constructs? That makes no sense. All right, yeah, sure. All right, just bolt it in end of turn. All right, we drew Spell Pierce. Back to them. Oh, they're going to Dark Ritual to make a Construct? Sure. Yeah, all right. Fine by me. Saga, make another Construct. I don't think Price of Progress is even good here. So yeah, sure. Another Construct. And they're going to tutor up Shadow Spear, presumably. Yeah, Shadow Spear, equip. We take 5, they go to 21. They're using Ancient Tomb to equip, sure. So then we melt down for X's 1 next turn to just blow all this stuff up. 5, 9, so 15, 19. All right, drew another land. Meltdown, red, blue, X's 1, done. Boom, get rid of all of that. All right, back to them. Another swamp. I guess they just don't have anything, but we also have nothing. Meltdown, pass to them. Dothy Voidwalker, I have to counter that. Counter, exile, Murktide. All right, there's another land. Over to them. I love when combo decks can just win from a single land and they never even play a combo piece. Yeah, Urza Saga is one of the dumbest cards I've ever made. Well, at this point, I don't know. It's probably better not to fetch in case I draw Brainstorm. Wasteland. Wastelanding Ancient Tomb here doesn't seem very good, so let's just keep passing. I have actual nothing going on, though. I guess if this Price of Progress was a Bowmaster, I could actually do something, although not much. Orcish Bowmasters. Yep. All right, 13. Reanimate on Plague Engineer, which I also have no answer to. Sure. Just Leyline of the Void is single-handedly shutting us down. We're also drawing, like, absolute garbage. Like, we've not drawn a single draw spell this whole time. Just nothing. Bobble. All right, cast, upkeep it. Bobble me, so I know whether I want to fetch or not. Delver on top. Yeah, definitely fetching. Oh, another Urza Saga. Take 4, go to 9. We fetch to 8. And then we're on a 2-turn clock and still have to deal with Urza Saga. All right, fetch. Underground Sea. Back to us. Bobble draw. Bowmasters triggers. We drew a bolt, so I can bolt the Bowmasters, but then It still gets to go to them. They make a construct, and then we're still dead in 2 hits. Yeah, I have to bolt. So I have to bolt Bowmasters because the only out I have is drawing another draw spell, like drawing Brainstorm to filter into stuff. Saga goes up to 2. I have no idea why they're main phasing that. Plays another Urza Saga. All right, let's just bolt this Bowmasters and then switch. Oh, I guess I could have wastelanded it. Whatever. They have a second Urza Saga anyway. I'm just like so out of it at this point. Our hand is just absolutely nothing. Just can't do anything with this hand. Every single card in the hand's a dead card. Yeah, all right. Concede. On to the 5th round. Well, we're finally actually on the play. Hand is okay. Keep this. Valk, Darcy, back over to them. Valk over there. Bolt our guy. So I assume we're the Delver mirror. Jamming Bowmasters into Daze is so freaking bad. All right, just pass Flooded Strand. So maybe they're not Delver? I don't know. Or they're just playing different fetch lands. All right, let's try to do it at end of turn. Fetch, Underground Sea, cast Bowmasters. It resolves. Okay. Opponent fetches. So they're Grixis Delver, and now they're going to Bowmasters in response to this one and kill our Bowmasters. And then we can't Brainstorm anymore. What am I doing here? I'm going to Brainstorm, try to find a removal spell to kill this thing. This grows to a 4/4, and we go to 15. All right, Brainstorm. I'm conceding. All right, Delver Mirror. Force is bad. Cut Force. Bring in Pyroblast / Hydroblast. Counterbalance might be fine. Maddening Hex might be fine. I don't know. It's not that great, though. Let's see. Hydro counters Bolt and Delver and DRC, but nothing else. And kills them. And then Pyroblast hits everything else. So Pyroblast for sure. Counterbalance, maybe. I want all of these spells. Although maybe Brazen Borrower is bad, although it can bounce Murktide, so it's not all bad. Did you see they're already releasing new Prince of the Ring? Yeah, they're doing another holiday run for November. So there's going to be another Lord of the Rings print. I'm gonna cut Brazen. The fact that these cards, you can run them out and they just don't even do anything sometimes makes me not want to play them and just like Maddening Hex them instead. Oh, Shieldred's Edict is relevant, I guess. Let's cut 1 days. All right, submit. This is fine. Keep this. So Bauble Meat, Brainstorm on top is okay. All right, pass to them. Fine drawing Brainstorm. Valk, DRC. All right, fetch. We're just going to bolt that. Bolt the DRC. All right, back to us. I want time to get this Bowmasters out, so let's go land, Brainstorm. All right, there we go. So what am I putting back? I'm going to Wasteland them right now and then draw next turn. I need this Misty so that I can play Bowmasters. So I want to put back land and one of these, and then I'm going to draw the Brainstorm and I can fetch the other land away if I need to. All right, Wasteland this. Back to them. Oh, they're going to Wasteland us back. All right. Well, I know I'm drawing another land, so I'm just not going to fetch. So Misty and over to them. It does make it a little bit awkward if they play a Darcy that I want to bolt. Valk? Yeah. All right, I can't afford to fetch here, though, so I should have swapped those around. So let's see. They didn't have Daze the first time, so I'm just going to jam Bowmasters out right now and just assume they don't have Daze. All right, Bowmasters. They do not. All right, Darcy dies, and we have a Bowmasters in play. Second land for them. They didn't play anything. Back to us. All right, go to combat. Swing here. Opponent takes 2 to 18. I think I'm supposed to Brainstorm right now to find more lands. Yeah, all right. And then even if they flash in a Bowmasters, I can just bolt it. Spell Pierce, sure. All right, over to them. Flooded Strand. All right, combat, swing, swing. All right, let's try to resolve Murktide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Murktide. Opponent Red Blasts. All right, over to them. No actions from our opponent. All right, just keep beating you down with Bowmasters in this Orc. Play a Delver. Pyroblast, sure. Back to them. Fetches. Another Volcanic Island. I'm going to fetch with that. I'm going to Brainstorm with that on the stack since they don't have Bowmasters mana right now. Brainstorm in response. Let's put Bolt and then Tarn back, and then I can fetch if I need to. This gives me the ability to Pyro or Bolt in response. Grabs Underground Sea. 3 mana. Casts True Name. I actually have an answer to that. I can also just counter it. Let's just try to counter it. Counter target spell if it's blue. All right, Pyroblast. All right, so play this. I'm drawing a Bolt, so keep attacking them. And then back to them. They're at 10. Red for Darcy, sure. No actions from them. All right, try to bolt that at the end step. All right, I'm fine drawing a bolt here. Combat, swing, swing. Opponent goes to 8. Plays their own Bowmasters. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, targets our Bowmasters. Then they get an Orc token. Plays Ponder. All right. So let's see. I could fetch Mystic Sanctuary and get what? I'm not sure. They play their own Mystic Sanctuary, trigger, and get what back? Targeting Pyroblast. All right. So Pyroblast on top of their deck. I have to bolt this Bowmasters. And then I probably want to put Brainstorm on top to try to get more action, I think. So bolt the Bowmasters. Brainstorm in response. Sure. Bolt resolves. Yes. So fetch. Grab Mystic Sanctuary. Put back Brainstorm. Then we draw. Then let's Brainstorm. All right. Bowmasters is great. So let's put back Hydroblast and then Shieldred's Edict on top, and then we can go Bowmasters, kill this attack with Days Open. So Hydro, then Shieldred's Edict in case we need to kill a Murktide. So then we go Orcish Bowmasters, kill your Orc army, make my Orc army bigger, attack with the Orc army. Opponent goes to 6, and then I know they have Pyroblast and then 2 unknown cards. Bowmasters. Oh, yeah, all right. Bowmasters, their Bowmasters kills our Bowmasters. At least if they want to block and kill this, they have to double block it. And then I can maybe Edict here. I don't know. That feels so bad. They're at 6. All right, combat, swing. I think I am going to do it if they double block. All right, they are double blocking. So before damage, Shieldred's Edict. Each opponent sacks a non-token creature. So then Bowmasters dies, and the Orc dies. And then all we have is Daze. So if they untap and Murktide us here, we're in real trouble. Red, red, blue. Maddening Hex. Yeah, all right. Maddening Hex resolves. It's not awful. Let me draw Hydroblast. I guess I could just blast this, right? So let's just keep attacking them right now. Actually, I should do it right now because I know they have Pyroblast, right? So if I let them untap, they can Pyroblast it in response. So I should just Hydroblast this right now. So Hydroblast, the Hex triggers. We went to 12. All right, then back to them. 2-turn clock. Man, these days, oh my god, another Bowmasters. All right, yeah. Targeting us. Well, I have to keep attacking them. 2 dazes. All right. Combat, swing, double block. All right, that's fine. We trade. All right, and now we have 2 dazes to their Pyroblast and 2 unknown cards. Nothing on their side. Pyroblast on our side. Back to them. Delver. Yeah, okay, Delver. Probably have to try to do this end step, right? All right, Pyroblast, kill it. Just can't let them have a threat in play. Hydroblast in response. So I can pick up my Mystic Sanctuary, right? With Daze, and then put back Brainstorm just to try to draw out of this garbage, right? So actually cancel. So let's float a blue, and then let's go Daze, counter this, pick up Mystic Sanctuary, even though they can pay for it. So they pay for it, so then this goes away, and then we can at least Mystic Sanctuary Brainstorm back to the top of our deck. All right, Bauble, Mystic Sanctuary, trigger, targeting, Brainstorm. Or do I just kill their thing? No, it's gotta be, I just have to draw out of this. It's way better than just killing a Delver. So put that on top, use the ability, and then Bauble them. I should stop in the upkeep. They're drawing another Bowmasters? Okay. At least we get to do this before they draw it. They're drawing the last Bowmaster in their deck. All right, upkeep, trigger, resolve Bauble, and then Brainstorm. All right, so Daze, I guess, is still kind of useful because it can pick up Mystic Sanctuary. So the land is definitely not useful. And a Delver in our hand is also not useful. Spell Pierce is also not even useful. I don't want to draw a Delver. I want to draw Murktide. So I should put back Delver and Misty, and that way I can pick this up, and then, yeah, all right. Although I guess I can what? No, Bowmasters has Flash. All right, whatever. This goes back, this goes back. Then their thing resolves. It doesn't flip because the top card's Bowmasters. All right, we take 1, we go to 10. Upkeep, draw. So land, pass back to them. They just didn't flash in the Bowmasters. Delver also didn't flip, which means the top card was either a land or Murktide, or like some other threat. Volcanic. All right. Delver hits us. We go to 9. All right, I don't want to draw Delver, so let's fetch. Volcanic. Draw. DRC. We have Delirium, so it doesn't die to Bowmasters, so let's play DRC. And then pass to the opponent. Oh, they have Bolt. All right, let's respond by floating this, dazing this, picking this up so we can at least surveil. Brainstorm's on top, completely useless while they have a Bowmaster, so into the graveyard. Then they pay for days, then Darcy dies, and they're just not flashing in Bowmasters. All right, I have no idea why not. Delver flipped because they revealed Brainstorm, sure. Now we go to 5, and then we're literally dead next turn to Bowmasters plus Delver. All right, upkeep, ponder. We have to ponder, even though they're going to get to Bowmaster us. So, ponder. Bowmasters. How many actual threats have we drawn? We didn't actually... So we had Murktide, Delver, Bowmaster, Darcy. We've drawn 6 threats, right? And they've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, Ponder. Brainstorms in response. Okay. Ponder. All right, Murktide's what we need. So I need to draw Murktide. So this. No shuffle. Draw the Murktide. Bowmaster triggers again. Targets us. That resolves. Oh wait, no, I'm dead, right? Because the orc goes to 3. So now actually I'm just dead. All right. I was thinking I could block Delver, but no, the orc token grows. All right. Wow. Disaster. 1 and 4 with Delver. Obviously the deck is better than that record because, you know, it's Delver and the data speaks for itself. But, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something to say, but it feels like we just got kind of variance out of every single game, right? Like we had the game against the Leyline where we just drew absolutely nothing the whole game. We had that matchup where our Grixis Delver mirror opponent literally drew all 4 Bowmasters in a row and always sequenced it so that their Bowmasters were killing ours. Like, it just feels like we got variance out of every loss. Other than that, I don't know how I feel about Counterbalance. It feels too scattershot to me. Like, I don't like having the card that's this unreliable, especially now that, like, you know, the old days Counterbalance could work as essentially like a pseudo Chalice of the Void, but nowadays with delve spells and decks are playing like Beanstalk and Leyline Binding, there's so many more cards that don't get hit on 1 that I think maybe this card is just past its prime. I don't really have any thoughts about the rest of it though. The rest of it seems fine.